Good morning. Look at this. Saboteur, 829, Thursday,
Go for it.
May 28th, 2020. And we may be man down right now, but everybody that is on officially is cruising with the case handler, a show about personal injury, immigration, and overall really good lawyers and even better people that are willing to help you and give you the information you need for absolutely free. We are Pollock Isaac DeSico. We are located virtually right now in our homes, but during normal and better times, we are located at 225 Broadway on the third floor in downtown Manhattan. We've been practicing law as a firm for over 50 years, and we all are practicing attorneys in our specific fields. I, of course, handle personal injury. Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, handles immigration. He's a partner of the immigration firm. Squeeze is a radio broadcaster and serial entrepreneur, as he likes to say it. We also have Conrad, the maestro, Pollock, who is, I think, logging on right now, and the absence of his piano playing is really heartfelt. It's really bringing me down today. The weather is not nearly as nice as it was yesterday, but I have a feeling it's going to be a great show. And you know why I know it's going to be a great show? Because we have our consistent Thursday guest on, the man that has more immigration experience under his belt than pretty much any other attorney in New York City. And that is Alan, the General K. If we could all just salute Alan right now, the General. Thank you so much. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce my co-host on this show, the man that I brought out of retirement because he was running too many damn tapes on this radio station, and people didn't even know if he was in Jamaica or New York or even if he was alive. But David Anarchy. David, are you there, brother?
I am here, man. I am here. Where else am I going to be but here with you, man? I mean,
I don't know. We can't hear you that well, so turn up your mic and let's get into this. But while you're doing what you need to do, maybe we'll introduce the panel of attorneys. But before I do that, the most important information I can give you guys right now is what? The phone number. Why? Because we won't know about you unless you call us. We won't know you exist or have any legal problem whatsoever, whether it's personal injury or immigration, unless you pick up the phone, okay, and you dial the following numbers: 844-774-3529 or 844-PPID law. The number goes directly to our phones here or our receptionists who actually have phones in their apartments right now. And that's how you will get your questions answered for free. You can get your free 100%, no strings attached immigration question answered. It doesn't matter what the question is. You can challenge us, and I dare you to stump us. It's almost impossible. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID law. Good morning, Conrad.
Morning, Mr. Handler.
Not nearly as nice as yesterday, huh?
Definitely not. Yeah, it looks like a little overcast, but it's okay. We can use a little rain. Get those flowers blooming, right? Sorry for my late appearance this morning. It's been rough getting up this morning. I apologize. I'm
no problem.
Much
Listen, that's why
more punctual.
We're here to pick everybody up. It is early, but you know what? Like they say, show business, the show must go on. And Nelson's
plus I figured, you don't need me as much. You've got the General here, and he's got all the answers and all the information and all those contacts that we've been talking about.
It's true.
Nelson, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When Alan's not on, we can tote you as the most experienced immigration attorney on the show. And when he's on, I don't know. It's, we can't, no false advertising. The General takes over. Good morning, Alan, to you.
Good morning.
How you feeling today? Another week in the books?
I'm feeling good. Thank you.
All right. And Nelson, I'm sure you, Thursday, you've already been through most of the week taking those phone calls, people getting that free consultation on their immigration questions. I've, of course, been handling the personal injury questions, but How's your week been so far?
Good, good. Before we got on the show, I was actually reviewing a decision that someone recently received based on a marriage-based petition. They received what's called a notice of intent to deny. They're basically letting this person know, unless they have some really good explanations for why they got so many questions wrong, they're going to deny the case. I'm seriously considering advising the client to just refile. But, you know, as everyone else was, I was doing work before going online at 8:30 in the morning, right?
Same here, man. There's no more working hours. I find that, you know, really I'm working longer hours now that we've all been home, quarantined, I guess, than in the office. In the office, you punch in, you punch out. I mean, you always bring your work home with you. You're always thinking about cases. I don't know about you guys, but you know, whether it's eating breakfast or getting dressed or even walking the dog, I'm always thinking about my cases. I'm always thinking about what I need to do next. I'm always thinking about, you know, how I can make sure that I move the case as quickly as possible to the best possible result, because I know my clients, you know, have one and only chance at financial recovery. There are no redos. So unless I'm doing everything I can to make sure my clients get the most money possible, if God forbid they're in a car accident or a construction accident or a slip and fall accident, then I'm not doing my job. We always say one choice, one chance, one choice, and your case handler. So I'm sure it's the same with you guys. You know, we live and breathe what we do. And for you, it's immigration. Alan, what about you? Do you ever just like, you know, walk around or do other things and think about the cases that you're working on?
Like you, I'm always thinking about the cases I'm working on, whether it's on the phone or email. I'm always thinking about it.
Yep.
In fact, you know, just the reason I was late this morning is exactly for that reason. I got an email, an urgent email this morning from a client who had a relative that was detained down at the border in Texas. And, you know, I was just trying to help him out and provide some advice and how to go forward. And which, by the way, you know, that's a common situation that we deal with. And Nelson, you can pick me up here when I'm done. But, you know, we frequently, I mean, less so lately because the Immigration Service has been a lot less active. I guess CBP is aware of the pandemic and how it's spreading in Mexico. So maybe they're a little more reticent than usual to pick up people crossing the border because they don't want to catch the COVID. So, hey, maybe that's a good thing. But the ICE and CBP, they are still active. They are still picking people up and trying to deport them. And as I said, we frequently have clients that are detained either at the airports or crossing the borders from Mexico or from Canada. And we travel to those courts, whether it's Buffalo or whether it's El Paso or Ciudad Juarez or Tijuana, Mexico. You know, we travel all over these places to deal and constantly dealing with these situations. So, and as I said, I had one this morning that I had to deal with, which is why I was a bit late this morning. So,
You know, I frequently say I'm watching 30 or 40 different movies at the same time. And those are the cases I'm working on. And at any given time, obviously, when any client calls, I need to be able to explain what exactly is going on with that case. So
that's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you perfectly, loud and clear.
Okay. So everybody here sound like, you know, they just crawled out a bit. All right. Come on. This is Cruising with the Case Handler. I don't want to hear, you know, Adam like, yeah, we're here again and it's that day and one man down. No man is ever down. We're up. We're pumped. We're ready. We got the general. When you got the 5-star general on this radio station 93.5, come on. What else do we want? We got the top immigration attorney in the nation on our station, on this show. People are tuning in. People are turning up their radios. No one is going to go anywhere else. So we got to bring the heat. We got to bring the energy. So, gentlemen, it's great to be here again on 93.5 with the show, as Adam noted, called Cruising with a Case Handler, where we speak on personal injury, where we speak, ladies and gentlemen, on immigration. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I know they just got up. I know they're getting their coffee together. I know they're getting pumped. But there's absolutely no other set of attorneys around this tri-state area or beyond that is as good as them. And I'm dubbing it. I'm saying it. I, David Squeezaniki, not the CEREAL entrepreneur, all right, but the SER. I heard Adam with that earlier on, all right. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, I want for you to get ready to place your questions, ask your questions when it comes to immigration. Get ready also for one of the true success stories, aka war story of Adam Handler with personal injury. The number to call right now to get yourselves a free phone consultation with the immigration attorney, not Joe Blow down on Gun Hill Road or Joe Flo over on Eastern Parkway. No, real live attorneys. Okay, you're talking about managing partner Conrad Pollock, practicing attorney. The guy's working this morning. He started working. Nelson, always working, multiple cases. Okay, he has been taking a lot of the calls that's been coming into the firm, okay, which is located at 225 Broadway in New York on the 3rd floor, and also in Brooklyn and Peekskill. He has been taking a lot of the calls and being very straightforward with people. So here's the number, 844-774-3529. That's
Squeeze it. Go ahead.
844-774-3529. Yes, Conrad.
Yeah, Squeeze, you're throwing out all those addresses in Brooklyn, which I'm a Brooklyn boy myself. I spent my first 25 years born and bred. You're throwing out all those Brooklyn addresses. You got to throw out our Brooklyn address because we do have an office in Brooklyn. So, folks, if you don't want to travel to the city, if you want to stay back home and stay in Brooklyn and visit an immigration lawyer, hey, come visit us. We're at 1167 McDonald Ave, actually 1167 Avenue I, right off McDonald Avenue. Office is going to be opening very soon. We're right by the bus stops. We're right by the train station. If you don't want to leave Brooklyn and you want to see a lawyer in Brooklyn, come and see us. We're there too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the show is called Cruising with a Case Handler. Adam Handler, are you ready to give me a true success story?
Absolutely. Why not? Why not? Make me the co-host because I actually have something I wanted to share. So Ralston sent me a photograph last night that, kind of broke my heart. I thought it was a fun picture I could share. So can you?
You are already co-host.
Cue me up. Beautiful, beautiful. So Ralston sent me a photograph, and oh boy, I thought I had it ready to go, but I guess I didn't. It was a picture of better times. And what does that mean for better times? It means when I was, able to go to court and fight for my clients. Of course, it's not letting me do it right now, but I'll figure a way to do that. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, let's go to a true life success story. Sorry, everybody. It's not as easy sometimes as you think to be able to do this kind of stuff, but a true life success story and a case that, was very interesting. We handled this. Oh boy. A case that we handled a little while ago for a gentleman. Why am I not able to do this? What's happening right now? It's my case management software. Let's
Didn't
see.
take your Wheaties, man. Didn't take your Wheaties.
No, brother. It's saying share. And I'm saying share my screen. What is happening? Oh boy. All right, let's try this one more time.
Share the page you're on.
Dude, you don't need to tell me to share the page I'm on. I invented to share the page I'm on. All right. Let's see here.
Let's see if the shark can get it right, ladies and gentlemen. The top personal injury attorney out there with that.
All right. We're good. We're good. All right. All right. This is a case, very interesting case. And I'll tell you why. This is a case in which somebody was injured at work and, his boss, first of all, blamed him for the accident, which was ridiculous. He was actually working up on a wooden scaffold and it broke and he fell. And the other reason why it was an interesting case is because he was an out of status immigrant. And they, of course, just wanted to screw this guy over left and right. And we always say, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, what you're doing here. If you're hurt in New York, and it's the other person's fault, you're entitled to money under the law. And this was a happy day. You can see here a $74,000 recovery for this gentleman, and we'll talk about the case in a minute. But he was happy to take that photograph. Look at that smiling face. $74,000 tax-free. Again, it's not always about the multi-million-dollar settlements, and trust me, thank God we have plenty of those. On behalf of our clients, but it's also the settlements that are equally as important to this family because not only were we able to get his medical bills paid and his time out of work paid, but we were also able to get him $74,000 on top of that, just to, ease his pain that he had for a few months when he was out of work. And the wife was there too, with those fancy sunglasses. I remember that. And I said, what's with the sunglasses? And she goes, do you really think I want everybody knowing that we just got $74,000? So that's a very good point. And she thought ahead, because we're certainly showing this to a lot of people right now, of course, with their permission. And if you wouldn't mind, Squeeze, reading that quote for me.
Okay. The case handler did an excellent job and went above and beyond. Very professional and dependable team. They were also very prompt with their communication. If we called over the weekend, Adam would text us back. He's rare and really cares about you. Since we live far from the office, Adam Handler and his team made the process as easy as possible for us. The Blackburn family from West Hempstead, New York, $74,000 US in settlement for this accident case. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the reason why we call him the Shark. That's the reason why you should not use any other personal injury attorney but the one that's been practicing for 17 years and has settled well over $120 million for the Caribbean community and others. So link him up, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Hey, reach out to PPID, link up with the case handler, Adam Handler. This is unbelievable. Look at all these recent settlements. 1.8 million. I mean, this is unbelievable. 1.7 million. This is crazy. 1.6, well, almost 1.7 again. $1.5 million verdict. $1,075,000. I mean, settlement. I mean, over $120 million recovered. This is unbelievable.
Ruthie, if you're listening, we got to update it.
$1.2 million. Yep. Money. When you get hurt, people always say, Squeeze, why you love money so much? I'm saying, listen. Let me just make it very clear. If you have money, if you get hurt and you get money, a lot of it, doesn't it make your life a little bit easier? With money, your life can get a bit easier, if not a lot easier. And that's the reason why I like the Shark. That's the reason why I like the case handler. That's the reason why I say go to PPID when it comes to personal injury. Go to them when it comes to immigration. These attorneys have proven themselves over the past few months that hands down, no one is near as good as them. We've got the General, Alan Kay. If there's an issue at the Department of Homeland Security, he's got the Rolodex. Yeah, the Rolodex, okay? He can pick up the phone. He can email. He can get contact. He can get in touch. That's what we want. We want people that get a tan, okay? Take action now. That's it. Get a tan. Take action now. And you got to do it with Cruising with a Case Handler. The law firm, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. The number, 844-774-3529. The attorneys today, the General, Alan Kay, the managing partner, Conrad Pollock. We've got the Nelson Madrid, a.k.a. the Maverick, and we've got the Shark on the personal injury side, Adam Handler, the case handler.
And I did find that picture. I just want to show you this picture. I thought this picture was great. And this shows, me in court, ready to get on a case. And I remember feeling so good that day. This is in Brooklyn. And I don't know if you can see that photograph right now, but yep. I mean, look how, first of all, forget about how good I look right there. But
I don't want to tell you what I think of this
that's
photo.
How comfortable.
I really don't want to tell you what I think of this photo, but
that's how comfortable I am in the courtroom, and I guess Ralston took that shot, like a sniper spy shot, but that's when I'm the most comfortable. That's when I really feel, like I'm like
alive,
in control. It's the one place actually in this world where I actually feel like, I can do anything. And when I'm at home, my wife, she's got this. I mean, she makes a beautiful home for us and takes care of our children like none other. And I follow her lead because she's amazing. But when I'm in court, right, nobody is going to beat me. No, I really feel that way. And I was never good at sports, and Conrad probably wouldn't find that to be surprising. But, I was never great at sports, but I tried my hardest and I have fun on teams. But man, when I'm in the courtroom, I really feel like I'm unstoppable. And that's why my clients get the best possible result they can.
That's what I'm talking about. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Handler, your case handler. We call him the Shark, hence the reason why Conrad plays that piano with a theme from Jaws. Okay, so call him right now. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I am so proud with working with these gentlemen here each and every single day, and sometimes the ladies also come on. So ladies and gentlemen, just reach out to them. Great attorneys, fabulous attorneys, phenomenal attorneys. They've got character. Once upon a time, you meet up with attorneys and they're so square. You wonder if you should even do business with them. They're just square. Look at these attorneys. They're fun. They've got character. They got personality, and they treat you like family. So personal injury or immigration or even criminal defense, real estate, and more, make it one firm. PPID. 844-774-3529. You may not need them now. Dial the number, say hello, and save the number. And say, I'm just saving the number because I know I'll need it in the future. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you reach out to them. They're definitely here to help each and every one of you. Flipping it and switching it over to immigration, I'm going to start it off with a question, gentlemen. So gear up. Here we go. Immigration it is. I want to join my husband in the U.S. to live. He's working on a H-2A visa. His employer is willing to sponsor him, and his brother is also a citizen. How difficult will the process be, and what time frame are we looking at before I would be able to join him? Immigration.
Well, first, go ahead. First off, he's working on H-2A. That's a seasonal worker. So he's involved somewhere in the United States in agricultural work, probably planting at the moment or harvesting in the fall. In order to apply for his green card, his employer is going to have to apply for him through the Department of Labor to get him what's called labor certification. It's under the PERM process. The application is filed by the employer with the Labor Department. Once it's approved by the Labor Department, after they prove they can't find American workers to do that particular job, which shouldn't be difficult, then they have to file a petition with the Immigration Service. Once that's approved, then eventually they'll get an interview. Now, there's a few problems here. Number one, it's going to take a couple of years. Number two, the employer has to hold that job open, and it has to be an offer of a permanent full-time position, has to hold it open for that period of time. And the real issue right now is because there is a ban in place on certain immigrants coming to the United States. This one is subject to the ban. Employment applications for permanent residence for immigrant visas. If you're out of the country and you're coming to follow your husband here, if you're not in the United States, you are banned from applying or at least from obtaining an immigrant visa currently. It's not to say that the husband's employer shouldn't submit the application. He should. It takes a couple of years, and hopefully by the end of this year, that ban is no longer around. But currently, if you had filed 2 years ago, you would not be able to complete that case due to the ban. But that's the process. Again, I'm encapsulating how
right.
What is normally a complicated process. Call us and we can give you the specifics.
And that number happens to be 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Yes, we have continued with immigration talk. Yes, we have continue with personal injury talk. Since 1996, we've been doing this, and this is great. Now I've hooked up, of course, or aligned myself, I'd like to say, with some of the greatest attorneys on the planet, in my opinion, because they've not only been helping my people, the Caribbean people, but they've been helping all people, regardless of your race, creed, color, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation. They don't care. They just believe in helping people. So why not call them for personal injury or immigration? 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. Get that phone consultation absolutely free. You don't have to pay for the consultation, but hire them afterwards. Here's another one. Maybe Nelson or the general can jump in on this one. After the travel ban is lifted, my fiance will be coming with his K-1 visa. Does the 90-day ESTA still apply? When we get married within 90 days and file for adjustment of status, does the 90-day ESTA still apply?
No, you're basically supposed to get married within the 90 days. When someone enters on a K, you're supposed to get married within those 90 days. Obviously, when you file adjustment thereafter, I don't think necessarily matters, but the purpose of coming in on a K is to marry the petitioner within those 90 days, and subsequent to that, obviously, you could file for adjustment.
All right, no problem.
Also, just to clarify, He's confusing two different categories. ESTA has nothing to do with K1. Either he's coming with a K1 and then has to get married, as Nelson said, within 90 days, or he can't get a K1 and he's eligible, he's from a European country or Argentina or Australia, one of those, he can apply, or he can just come on ESTA and get 90 days. You don't do both. K1 has nothing to do with ESTA.
Gotcha. Thanks for, see, I have a funny feeling that when Conrad was back in college or back in even earlier high school and all of that, he was the dude that put his hand up first in the classroom, and he was never at the back of the classroom. He was up front. Anyway, once again, folks, that's the voice of, respectively, you heard Nelson Madrid, a 13-year veteran when it comes to immigration, and we call him the Maverick because he's so keen on helping people who have been arrested and is seeking immigration benefits. And you also heard the voice of the maestro, ladies and gentlemen, the managing partner and practicing attorney at the firm, as we always say. Reach out to them, 844-774-3529. General, you're not getting off that easy. Here's one for you. It says here, I applied, by the way, the general is Alan Kay, okay, the most knowledgeable attorney out there when it comes to immigration. And I honestly have seen that by way of his expression and what he has said over the past few weeks. I applied for my husband's immigration visa from abroad. They received my application and are asking for additional evidence. They want photocopies of my original marriage certificate, and they also want a photocopy of the translated version. I already sent them the translated version, which they said they received. I will be mailing them photocopies of the original certificate this week. I do not have any photocopies of the translated version. I'm getting confused. I sent them the only one I had. I cannot go to the Foreign Affairs Office for a new one because of mandatory lockdown. I live outside that region, so I'll be denied entry. The deadline is June 22nd. I'm not sure when the mandatory quarantine will be lifted, and even if it's lifted in 1 week, the translations take 2 weeks to be ready for pickup. Will my husband be denied his visa because of this? I think that she should have also put a country they're coming from. Yeah.
It may be possible to get some more time. I'd like to see the papers to give a better advice. And in terms of the translation, they normally want something in the foreign language plus official certified translation. So that can be taken care of. And there may be an extension now because of the virus. So you may have more time than the time they gave you. So if we can take a look at the papers, we may be able to give you some better advice, but I think you should be able to get more time so that you can respond properly.
Now, if I could just jump in, here's a perfect example. Nelson's laughing. Here's a perfect example of why somebody like this should be using a lawyer. All right. When our firm files an application, and I don't care what kind of application it is, from the smallest to the most complicated, guess what? The first thing we do, or I should say the last thing we do before that application gets submitted, Nelson, what is it?
An attorney reviews.
After the attorney review, we make a photocopy.
Oh, that's right.
Everything that goes out gets copied. So if immigration loses whatever was sent, which is apparently what happened here, guess what? They send something like this, which, by the way, this is a common request, right? Because immigration loses stuff all the time. I remember way back when, and Alan, you'll back me up here. In the old days, you had to submit originals. They didn't allow copies a long time ago. There was no such thing as submitting photocopies. You had to submit originals. And I cannot tell you how many times immigration lost original birth certificates, marriage certificates, whatever, passports, you name it, green cards. Yeah. But as a result, and again, I've been doing this for over 36 years. Alan's been doing this for over 70 years, right? we make photocopies of everything that goes out.
Like a real law firm.
They don't, that's right. So we don't have a problem like this. This person uses a lawyer. They wouldn't be wasting their time right now waiting and trying to get more time for consulate. That person would probably be scheduled already and be first in line to get a visa interview if they used us.
We're going to the top of the hour, gentlemen, and we're ending on 93.5 FM. Once again, folks, the number to call for the law firm that you're listening to right now, speaking by way of Conrad and the General and Nelson and Adam Handler. It's called Pollock, Isaac, and Pacico. We just say PPID for short. I want every one of you 1, for immigration, you will get a free phone consultation. I'm about to give out the number. 2, if you get hurt in an accident, you need that same number to speak with Adam Andler, the case handler, aka the Shark. Now, everyone, dial the number now. Let it ring for 15 seconds so we know you're storing it, or book a consultation off air. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID-LAW. 844-774-3529. 844-PPID-LAW.
It's 9 o'clock.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're here cruising with a case handler. Got a couple of minutes that I got to hop off because I got a hot date with mom. But Adam Andler, how you feeling? You're scratching your head over there, man. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Listen, Conrad, when you first started doing this, were they called photocopies or photostats? Because my dad
Photostatic copy.
Yeah,
Right.
my dad always you know,
Hey, what are you asking me for? Alan knows that stuff better than me.
Xerox. People call it by the company's name, Xerox.
Xerox,
Xerox
that's right.
is for me. Yeah.
Question: did you also have telexes back then?
You did.
Yes.
You know, you're asking me. Talk to Alan. This is all Alan's territory. Alan still says Xerox. Can you
Yeah.
Xerox this?
or what about I remember my dad, he probably got his first fax machine in the late 80s. That thing was so awesome. It had that roll of paper and it would just come out slowly. It's really changed the way that we all practice. I mean, you think about it. Think about what we are achieving right now as a law firm and how we are able to conduct our business in a capacity that we're conducting. I mean, like I said, I've settled like, it's 12 million for the year, but since the pandemic hit, probably like about $6 million just from my home, because we have access to computers, right? We have access to our cell phones, of course, and
This thing called the internet.
conferences. What we're able to do as attorneys these days because of technology is truly remarkable. I remember going on vacations with my dad, you know, every summer, you know, multiple vacations. And I remember we would have to pull over at a rest stop and he would get on the payphone and call his secretary, who happened to be my grandmother at the time. His mother was his secretary for many, many years. And she would give him the messages over the payphone, and then we get back in the car and continue. But it's really amazing. And that's why I always say, you know, a lot of, and I'm sure Nelson and Conrad and Alan will attest to this. When we speak to clients that have attorneys, right? A lot of times clients will call us saying, I have an attorney. This is my situation. I don't know about you guys, but the most common complaint they have is, I have this attorney, but I have no idea what's going on with my case. I never hear from them. I don't know what they're doing or where they are. The only people I speak to are receptionists. I've never even met my lawyer. These are personal injury clients. I've never even met my lawyer. And I say, shame on them, because there is no reason whatsoever that every single attorney out there, you can't see because I have it, that every single attorney out there can pick up the phone and return a call. And we're not even returning calls. We're proactive. We're calling our clients just to check in. So everybody out there, if you want an attorney that's going to treat you like family and with respect and call you back, right? Then there's one firm for you, and that's PPID. 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529.
Adam,
Following up on what you were saying, you know, in terms of technology, we are fully active, Adam. I mean, you know, we are filing applications, we're taking phone calls, we're starting new cases, we're submitting applications to the Immigration Service. We are functioning. All right? We have not stopped working, even though we've been out of the office now for 2.5 months. We're still working. We have a full staff, and everybody's, like I said, taking phone calls, talking to clients, signing up new work, filing new applications, paying those filing fees to the Immigration Service, which, by the way, filing fees are going up, folks. All right. If you have a case, if you have an application that you've been sitting on for whatever reason, I suggest you file it. All right. For instance, citizenship, right now, the filing fee is $725. That fee is about to double. Filing fees are going up. Plus, because immigration is running out of money, there is going to be a 10% surcharge on top of those filing fee increases. File your cases. Come file them with us. We're filing, we're active, we're out there. We are running things just like we always do. Nothing has changed other than our location. We are still filing cases. Call us, get a hold of us. Let us help you file those applications before those fees go up.
Adam, I got a better one for you.
Yep.
I've actually heard from clients that when they contact their lawyer's office, they're basically told, "Oh, you don't have to see the lawyer. You could see a paralegal."
Yeah.
And hold on. And the client says, "No, I want to see the lawyer." And they said, "Well, if you want to see the lawyer, you got to pay an additional $500."
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
And I've heard this about, the same
Whoa.
firm from multiple clients. And, obviously where there's smoke, there was fire. So, it's things you got to be careful of. Something I frequently tell clients, what a lot of attorneys do is they do a bait and switch. They quote you a low price and they hit you over the head for every additional service until they get to that price where they want to be. We typically tell you everything up front. When I quote you a fee, that's the fee. And that's what separates us from many other law firms in New York City.
I've heard that so many times with law firms. The fees just keep going up, not just the hourly rate, but there are additional stuff. Okay, I fax 1 page. Okay, that's X cents. Fax 5 pages, another X cents. So you are absolutely right, Nelson. And that's the reason why we love PPID. As I said earlier, they're like family. They've got character. Call them 844-774-3529. We've got our guest, Alan Kane. I want to hear what he has to say today before we conclude our great show here, which is called Cruising with a Case Handler, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. and of course, Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sundays at 12 noon. So let's switch to him and hear what the general himself has to say, being the top immigration man in the nation, in my opinion. Okay. The General, Alan Kay, how are you again today, man?
Good, thank you. And I have a few items that people may be interested in. And as Conrad mentioned, our clients are all over the country. And so this is an interesting one because we know and we've heard that immigration is expecting to be open on or after June 4th. It doesn't mean on June 4th. It could be after June 4th, but this is an interesting item which comes from Colorado, and it talks about immigration opening up. And so this was a naturalization ceremony which was held in a parking lot. Only 10 people were allowed to take the swearing-in oath. They all were in masks. The 10 cars came to the parking lot. The people who were going to be sworn in as citizens stood by their cars. No one else was allowed out of their cars, and they all became citizens in the parking lot in Denver, Colorado. Now, hopefully it won't be that bad in New York, but we've just heard again that immigration will start to provide public services on or after June 4th. So that doesn't mean on June 4th. And some of you have asylum cases. You will start to hear from immigration. Some of you had naturalization ceremonies that were postponed. Some of you had interviews scheduled for citizenship. All this stuff is going to start to come on now. And if you don't hear anything, we can try to find out for you why you didn't hear anything and when you're going to be called for your naturalization ceremony, when you're going to be called for your asylum interview, when you're going to be called for your naturalization, and we can do all that for you. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about, because Conrad and Nelson are always talking about, don't do this yourself because you're going to wind up in trouble. This is a case that I'm working on now where the client filed a petition by her mother for her in about 2007. And there was some interchange between the consuls back and forth, and she didn't hear anything for quite some time. So she retained us. We got in touch with the consulate, and we were informed that they were in touch with her. They didn't hear anything, so they purged the file. The file was destroyed. So she lost maybe 10 years of time, and now we're going to have to file a new petition for her because she did this herself. She didn't respond to the consulate in time, and the consulate, we just found out when we wrote to the consulate that the consulate said, we were in touch with you, you didn't get back to us, so we purged the file, closed the file, cleaned it out August 2019. So now we have to do this all over again. So one good example about don't do this yourself. You're going to get in trouble. And this poor lady has lost a lot of years now because she tried to do it herself and didn't respond in time. So they kill the case. So those are three kind of interesting stories. Well, hopefully this won't happen to you. And again, if you have us doing the case, that won't happen to you. And again, in terms of immigration reopening, you should be hearing something, but if you haven't heard anything and you don't have a lawyer, we will find out from immigration when your naturalization swearing in is going to be, when your naturalization interview is going to be, when you're going to be going in for fingerprinting. All these things that have been on hold should start to move now. We can find those things out for you. So,
Alan, following up on what you were just saying, I just want to clarify something.
Yeah.
You know, when your case is at the consulate, the state, that's the U.S. State Department. There are regulations that govern how those applications are treated and how long they have to work on them. Basically, the State Department gives you 2 years. They give you a year and then they give you notice. Okay, it's been a year. We haven't heard from you. If we don't hear from you another year, your case is going to be destroyed. So basically, you've got 2 years. Once that case gets to the consulate, to follow through and get it done. And if you don't get it done within those 2 years, for whatever reason, they destroy the file, like Alan said, purge the file, done, and you have to start all over again. It's as if you never filed before. So one of the things that Alan, I'm familiar with the case you're just talking about. We're just dealing with that this week. One of the things we were able to do to help in this case was we were able to get a hold of that consulate immediately because Alan, as we've been saying, Alan knows all of the consulates. He can make a phone call, he can send an email, and he will often get a response that day. This woman was trying to get a hold of that consulate for the last couple of years and wasn't able to, and as a result, her case basically got terminated and destroyed. Now she's got to start all over again. Alan, within a couple of days, was able to find what was going on, tell the client what was going on, what had happened, and here we are. And at least, yes, she's lost 10 years, unfortunately, but at least now she can get the ball rolling. We have it under control. This will not happen again.
Once again, folks,
another good example why you should be using a lawyer, not trying to do this yourself.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on immigration and personal injury. Okay, you have heard from the immigration attorneys, the managing partner, Conrad Pollock, aka the Maestro. You have heard from Nelson Madrid, aka the Maverick, okay, because he zones in on you and he gets it done. All right. And you've also heard from the General, the man with depth, knowledge, experience, and wherewithal to help you in the capacity of immigration. All right. So make sure you reach out to them. That's the immigration team. 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPIDLAW. Dial the number, save the number. Make sure you get that free phone consultation when you call with an attorney, not a consultant or a paralegal. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, after that, hire them, retain them. Then, of course, we also have my co-host, Mr. Adam Handler, aka the Case Handler, aka the Shark, aka the man that goes for the juggler. Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have him. $120 million later in settlements and verdicts for his clients. We want to say, Adam Handler, we respect you, man. All right,
thanks, man.
Truly, for what you've been doing for the community. So I want to say thanks again for being here. As we all know, this is an attorney advertisement, and priors also not guarantee similar outcome. However, I say go to Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure you reach out to them. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Once again, call the law firm. They're there to help you. These are great attorneys that I work with each and every single day that's been helping out a community. I want to say thanks to each and every one for tuning in. Once again, David Squeezaniki here for, of course, Cruising with a Case Handler and a slew of attorneys each and every single day, taking care of you in multiple capacities. That being, of course, criminal defense, real estate law, immigration, personal injury, business law, and more. Once again, the number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Do appreciate this, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Great show. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.